SEBA Answer 2026 to 2027. Class 10. English Literature. A Tiger in the Zoo. Most important exam-oriented Q&A. In one short video. 1. Explain the expression, quiet rage. Answer. The expression, quiet rage, means the tiger's silent anger and frustration. Though he is furious because he is trapped in a cage, he cannot express his feelings openly and suffers silently due to the loss of his freedom. 2. Contrast the tiger in the cage with the tiger in the wild. Answer. The tiger in the cage is confined, helpless, and full of silent anger, whereas the tiger in the wild is free, powerful, and fearless. The caged tiger cannot live naturally, but the wild tiger roams freely and hunts its prey in the jungle. 3. Describe the tiger's behavior inside the cage. Answer. Inside the cage, the tiger walks slowly and proudly on his padded feet behind the bars. He is angry and frustrated because he has lost his freedom, but he expresses his feelings only through his silent movements and quiet rage. 4. Effects of captivity on wild animals. Answer. Captivity makes wild animals unhappy, frustrated, and helpless. It deprives them of their freedom and natural way of life, causing them to suffer mentally and preventing them from behaving according to their instincts. 5. How does the tiger walk in the cage? Answer. The tiger walks slowly and proudly on his soft padded feet inside the cage. He moves behind the bars with silent anger, showing his strength as well as his frustration at being confined. 6. Why does the tiger ignore the visitors? Answer. The tiger ignores the visitors because he is unhappy and frustrated by his captivity. He longs for freedom in the wild and therefore shows no interest in the people who come to see him in the zoo. 7. How does the tiger behave at night? Answer. That night, the tiger remains awake in his cage and stares at the brilliant stars with his shining eyes. This reflects his loneliness, sadness, and longing for the freedom of the wild. 8. What would the tiger do in its natural habitat? Answer. In its natural habitat, the tiger would roam freely in the jungle, lurk near water holes, hunt its prey, and terrify the villagers living at the edge of the forest. It would live according to its natural instincts. 9. Freedom can't be bargained at any cost. Message of the poem. Answer. The poem conveys that freedom is precious and cannot be replaced by comfort or security. Through the suffering of the caged tiger, the poet shows that every living being has the right to live freely in its natural environment. "10. Freedom is valued by animals as well as humans. Justify." Answer. The poem shows that animals, like humans, love freedom. The tiger in the zoo feels sad, angry, and restless because he is kept in a cage. His suffering proves that animals also value freedom and prefer to live in their natural habitat. 11. Why does the tiger express his rage quietly? Answer. The tiger expresses his rage quietly because he is trapped inside a strong cage and cannot act freely. Being helpless and deprived of freedom, he can only show his anger silently through his movements and behavior. 12. How does the tiger terrify the villagers? Answer. In its natural habitat, the tiger terrifies the villagers by snarling around the houses at the edge of the jungle. Its fierce roar and powerful presence create fear among the villagers. 13. Explain the line, "and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars." Answer. This line describes the tiger looking at the bright stars with his shining eyes while sitting in the cage at night. It suggests his loneliness and sadness, and shows his longing for the freedom and beauty of the natural world. 14. How does the tiger feel in the zoo? Answer. The tiger feels unhappy, frustrated, and helpless in the zoo. Being confined in a cage, he is deprived of his freedom and natural life in the jungle, which fills him with silent anger and sadness. 15. State the limitations disadvantages faced by the tiger in captivity. Answer. The tiger in captivity faces several limitations. It cannot move freely, hunt for prey, or live according to its natural instincts. As a result, it feels unhappy, frustrated, and deprived of its freedom.